The most fundamental and brutal transaction of your life is also the one no one ever taught you to balance. It is the quiet, unspoken ledger that governs every relationship, every career, every moment you spend in the company of others. It is the difference between being useful and being valued. To be useful is a function. To be valued is a condition. A tool is useful. A treasure is valued. And most people, in their desperate attempt to secure their place in the world, their connection to others, their sense of purpose, spend their entire lives polishing their utility, sharpening their function, only to wake up one day and realize they have made themselves into the most exquisite, indispensable, and utterly disposable tool imaginable. Consider the room you are in. Every object within it has a utility. The lamp sheds light. The chair offers support. The window provides a view and air. Their worth is conditional, entirely dependent on their ability to perform this singular task. The moment a bulb flickers, a leg wobbles, a pane cracks, their utility is compromised, and without sentiment, they are replaced. We understand this logic of objects. We apply it without a second thought. Yet we blind ourselves to the horrifying truth that this same logic is the bedrock of most human systems. In our jobs, our friendships, our families, even our loves, we are often assessed, consciously or not, on a spectrum of utility. What can you do? What problem can you solve? What burden can you lift? What need can you fulfill? This is the economy of use, and it is a trap of your own making. Because you were taught from your first breath that your worth is earned, that love is conditional on good behavior, that approval is granted for high achievement, that security is provided in exchange for compliance. You learned to translate your being into doing. You learned to offer your utility as a currency for connection. As a child, you might have believed that being helpful would make you loved. As an adult, you refined this. Being productive would make you respected. Being needed would make you secure. Being efficient would make you irreplaceable. This is the core misunderstanding. You confused being necessary with being cherished. You mistook dependence for devotion. And in doing so, you built your entire identity on a foundation that can be undercut at any moment by a more efficient process, a cheaper alternative, a newer model, or simply by the changing whims of the person you serve. Being useful is transactional. It is a clear, if unspoken, contract. I provide X, and in return, I receive Y. Y might be a paycheck, a favor returned, a moment of praise, a fragment of attention. The terms are negotiable, but the framework is barter. The danger of the transactional life is not the transaction itself. Civilization is built on a series of fair exchanges, but in the slow, soul-eroding process of reducing your entire complex humanity to a single negotiable function. When you are the person who always listens, you become not a friend, but a sounding board. When you are the employee who always stays late, you become not a dedicated professional, but a bandwidth supplement. When you are the partner who always fixes things, you become not a lover, but a maintenance service. Your utility becomes your cage. The better you perform, the more defined the bars become. And the cruelest twist is that people will laud you for it. They will call you reliable. They will call you a rock. They will call you selfless. These are the epitaphs of the useful. Value, on the other hand, operates in an entirely different realm. Value is non-negotiable. It is intrinsic. It is the worth assigned to something not for what it does, but for what it is. A child's ragged, threadbare stuffed animal has zero utility. It is a lump of fabric and stuffing. Yet to that child, it is priceless. It is valued. It is irreplaceable not because of its function, but because of its history, its emotional resonance, its sheer familiarity. It is held not for what it provides, but for the space it occupies in the heart. This is the shift from the economy of use to the ecology of being. In this ecology, you are not a tool to be used, but a presence to be experienced. your thoughts, your quirks, your quiet presence, your unique perspective, your very essence. These are the things that garner value. This is why you can love someone who is broken and offers no utility. This is why you can cherish a memory that serves no purpose. This is why you can feel a profound connection to a piece of art that solves no problem. Value exists outside the ledger. The central unspoken rule is this: utility grants you a position. Value grants you a place. A position is a coordinate in a system. It has a description, responsibilities, and a replacement protocol. A place is a home in someone's world. It is woven into the fabric of their reality. When you are valued, your absence creates a unique, shapeless void. A useful person's absence creates a logistical problem to be solved. The grief for a valued person is a landscape of feeling. The grief for a useful person is a search for a substitute. This is the stark, unvarnished difference. Most of the anxiety that permeates modern life stems from the frantic effort to secure our positions, while our souls quietly starve for a place. Look at the architecture of your relationships. How many are built on a tacit understanding of mutual utility? You help them move, they help you network. You listen to their troubles, they validate your opinions. This is not inherently wrong. It is the grease of social interaction. But when this becomes the primary structure, the relationship is a business partnership disguised as a bond. It is stable only as long as the exchange remains favorable to both parties. The moment the balance tips, the moment your utility wanes or becomes too costly, the structure collapses, the friendship fades, the contact goes cold. You are left bewildered, wondering what you did wrong, when the only wrong was in the initial unspoken agreement that you were a means to an end. A valued relationship withstands imbalances. It exists even when there is nothing to be gained, because the gain is in the existence itself. The other person is not an instrument for your happiness, but a component of it. In the professional world, this dichotomy is the engine of both ambition and despair. The entire corporate lexicon is designed to maximize utility. You are a resource, human resources. You have outputs and deliverables. You undergo performance reviews to assess your efficiency and impact. You are encouraged to add value, but this is a deliberate conflation of terms. The value you are asked to add is, in fact, utility. It is quantifiable. It is measured in revenue generated, costs saved, problems eradicated. To believe that by maximizing this corporate utility you are making yourself valued is the great professional delusion. You are making yourself used, and the more efficiently you can be used, the more you will be used, until you are used up. The valued employee is not necessarily the most productive. The valued employee is the one whose presence changes the atmosphere of the room, whose judgment is trusted, not because of a spreadsheet, but because of a perceived wisdom, whose loyalty and character are seen as assets that transcend quarterly reports. They have moved from being a cog in the machine to being a named, irreplaceable part of the machine's story. But this is rare. Most who climb the ladder simply become more expensive, more complex tools, awaiting the next technological or organizational shift that will render them obsolete. This leads us to the psychology of the user and the used. It is not that users are universally malevolent. Often they are simply efficient. They have been conditioned, as we all have, to navigate the world through the lens of utility. They see problems that need solving, and they identify the tools at hand. If you present yourself, consciously or not, as a tool, you will be used. It is a natural law. Your resentment at being used is in part a betrayal of your own complicity. You advertised a function and someone employed it. The deeper wound is the realization that they never saw past the function to the person operating it. This is the silent scream of the useful. I am more than what I do for you. But if your primary language has been the demonstration of utility, you cannot suddenly demand to be valued for your being. It is like speaking French to someone who only understands mathematics. The grammar of value is different. It speaks in vulnerability, in boundaries, in inconsistent presence, in the offering of self rather than service. This is where we encounter the most painful unspoken rule. Vulnerability is the gateway to being valued, while invulnerability is the fortress of utility. When you are useful, you are strong, capable, and relentlessly competent. You are a solution, not a problem. You hide your doubts, your fears, your needs, your mess. You present a polished, efficient exterior. This makes you easy to rely on, but impossible to connect with. Connection, the soil in which value grows, requires the mutual recognition of fragility. It requires the admission that you too are a broken, uncertain, needing creature. When you share a weakness, a fear, a hope that has nothing to do with solving a practical problem, you are not offering utility. You are offering trust. You are inviting someone into the uncurated, unproductive back rooms of yourself. This is a terrifying risk because it is the one area where you cannot be replaced by a more efficient option. Your brokenness is uniquely yours. Your specific fears are yours alone. In sharing them, you are saying, "This is me, not what I can do for you." And in that space, value has a chance to take root. The useful person is admired, the valued person is known, and there is a world of difference between admiration and intimacy. Boundaries are the physical manifestation of this shift from utility to value. The useful person has weak boundaries because their purpose is to be accessed, employed, and utilized. Their time, their energy, their attention are not their own. They are public utilities, on call for the needs of others. Saying no feels like a violation of their core contract. The valued person has strong, clear boundaries because their worth is not contingent on their constant availability. Their no is not a failure of utility, it is an affirmation of self. It communicates, "I exist independently of your needs. My time and my energy are precious because they are mine, not because they are yours to spend." Paradoxically, this often increases one's perceived value. Scarcity, when it stems from self-respect rather than manipulation, creates worth. The ever-available tool is taken for granted. The person whose presence is a gift, not a guarantee, is treasured. We must also confront the dark solace of utility. Being useful is a powerful anesthetic for existential dread. If I am busy, if I am needed, if I am solving, doing, fixing, producing, then I am justified. My activity is proof of my worth. The silence of non-utility is terrifying. To simply be without purpose, without output, feels like negation. This is why people run into the arms of burnout. It is preferable to the void of unexplained existence. The shift to seeking value requires you to dismantle this logic. It requires you to find justification not in your output, but in your input, your capacity to experience, to feel, to witness, to appreciate. It asks you to believe that your mere consciousness, your unique point of view on this strange universe has worth, even if it never translates into a single actionable item. This is the philosophical heart of the matter. Utility is anthropocentric. It is about your effect on the human world. Value can be ontological. It can be about the dignity of your existence within the cosmos. This plays out in the slow tragedy of aging. A society obsessed with utility sees the elderly as a diminishing asset. Their productivity wanes, their physical utility declines, and so, tragically, their social value is perceived to plummet. They are moved from positions of contribution to warehouses of care. But in a culture that understood value, the elderly would be the most valued of all. Their utility is gone, but their being is concentrated. They are living libraries of experience, witnesses to time, repositories of love and loss. Their value is in their story, their presence, their testament to a life lived. We see them as problems to be managed because we have lost the language for their worth. This is the final, cruel proof of our collective sickness. We discard what is no longer useful, and in doing so, we impoverish our own humanity. So, how does one begin the slow, arduous migration from a life of utility to a life of value? It does not begin with demanding that others value you. It begins with a quiet, internal revolution. It starts with you valuing yourself outside of your utility. This is the hardest work you will ever do. It means spending time with yourself, not to improve, not to plan, not to optimize, but simply to acquaint. It means engaging in activities that have no purpose other than the joy or peace they bring you. It means listening to your own thoughts without an agenda to fix them. It means forgiving yourself for your inefficiencies, your unproductive days, your human failures. You must become the curator of your own intrinsic worth. You must look at yourself in the mirror and see not a list of accomplishments or a set of skills, but a living, breathing entity whose right to exist is not earned, but inherent. From this internal shift, your external world will begin, glacially, to change. You will start to say no to requests that treat you as a function. You will stop offering unsolicited solutions and start offering empathetic presence. You will share your true thoughts, not just your agreeable ones. You will allow yourself to be seen as tired, confused, or uncertain. You will withdraw your constant, desperate currency of utility and begin to offer the much rarer coin of your genuine self. Some relationships will fall away. They were built on the old economy, and they cannot sustain the new one. This will feel like loss, and it is, but it is the loss of a phantom limb, the limb that was always meant for use, not for feeling. Other relationships will deepen in unexpected ways. The people who remain, who lean into this new, more authentic version of you, are those capable of valuing. They are the ones who were never truly satisfied with the useful you. They were waiting, consciously or not, for the real you to emerge. In your work, you may find yourself drawn to different tasks, or you may begin to perform the same tasks with a different energy, not of a servant, but of a contributor. Your work becomes an expression of your being, not a ransom paid for your security. This is not a call to irresponsibility, it is a call to integration. You can be competent without being commodified. You can be helpful without being hollow. The world, of course, will continue to demand your utility. The systems are designed for it. Bills must be paid, tasks must be completed, problems must be solved. The goal is not to escape utility, but to subordinate it, to make it a facet of your life, not the entirety of your identity. You are a being who sometimes does useful things, not a usefulness that happens to inhabit a being. This subtle reordering changes everything. It turns the transaction into a choice. You are not being used. You are choosing to use your skills in a particular context for a time before returning to the sanctuary of your own valued existence.